What's going on, YouTube diecast enthusiasts? Happy Saturday night. No club meet for me tonight. I thought I was going to, but we had a change of plans. I had a little night out date with my daughter. That was a lot of fun. And I got a few things that I want to show. I guess I will start with this her. I don't collect this scale, but when I see something this cool for $9.99, it comes home with me. So that'll probably go on my desk at work. So I'll crack it open on video here at some point before I take it into work. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw earlier today this Ford Bronco. I took the layout outside and took some pictures in some natural light, and it really looked good, I thought. So that was kind of cool. Let's crack a couple cars, and then I'll show you guys a couple other things I wanted to talk about in this video. So I went back to my local Walmart, and this was still hanging around. Just hanging around. I can't leave black Auto World cars on the pegs to the point now where I can't leave. There's really no Auto World that I want to leave on the pegs anymore. Pretty well set on buying whatever I come across. There will be times where I will have to pick and choose, but if it's a casting that I like or that I collect, I will buy it. If it's black, it won't matter. I'll buy it. In this case, it's a casting that I like, and it is black. I wouldn't have purchased this if it wasn't black. It's an old Auto World casting, an old tooling that they've had for a while, but there are some changes they've made to it. Oh man, it rolls so nice. This thing is so sexy in black, as all Auto World cars are. It looks so good. The lines on this car. So this is a 2017 Ford Mustang. Now, I'm going to show you guys a car. This car actually belongs to Champion BJK. I need to ship it out to him. I was supposed to have already done that, and it didn't make it in the box. So before I send it out to him, I guess I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. First of all, I like the wheels on the black one a lot better. Let me show you guys this. So this is the same, it is actually the same tooling, I think. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. So it is the same tooling. Here it is in yellow with black wheels. And it's still a great looking car. I don't think it's the nicest. I think cars like this look better, I think, with lensed headlights and taillights. Although on this one, it doesn't bother me much with the taillights because the detail is so good that it really just doesn't matter. No extra pieces on this. This is all part of the mold. So you don't have to worry about stuff falling off. Here is where lensed inserts would look so much better. And this is one thing about these late model Auto Worlds that has always kind of bugged me as a detailed car collector. If you look at the amount of detail they put in their cars, to the point where you even have the Mustang in the grille. And I mean, that thing is definitive. Like, you have no problem distinguishing what that is. You know, a lot of times, even Greenlight with their bow ties, it's kind of hard to tell what it is. You know what it is because you know. But when you really look at it close, it's hard to tell what it is. That is clearly the Ford Mustang logo. There's no doubt about it. It's so easy to tell. Even with the naked eye, it's so easy to tell. So they put details like that on these cars, and then they put some lame headlights like this, just the silver headlights. And it really takes from the casting because, as you can see, the casting is loaded up with all kinds of other details, sculpted details, painted details. The hood closes so nice. It's a really nice rolling car. It's a metal body with a metal base. So it bugs me that they do cheap headlights like that because it really takes a lot away from the car. But one thing they did with this new release, as you can see, they paint it and then they run a tampo over it. And check out how awesome that looks. It looks 100 times better. It looks more authentic. It looks more realistic. It looks more detailed. It looks higher quality. There's your side-by-side comparison, which there really isn't one. Another thing to note, Hollywood, historically, in their brief young history, they have done predominantly black interiors as seen here in the yellow Mustang. Almost every car they put out had a black interior. One of the things that they've done lately, not just with the exclusive cars, but also with the commercial release cars, is they've been doing colored interiors. In this case, it's a light gray. The camera doesn't pick it up too well, but it's really a light gray color, and it looks awesome because there's a ton of detail on these interiors, and with the black interior, you cannot see it. But when they do these lighter colors, they stand out like a sore thumb, and it just makes the car look amazing. So, awesome, awesome car. And you know, the thing about it is, to add those extra details, they probably didn't spend a lot of money, if anything at all. And so just a little bit of effort goes a long way when producing these little die-cast cars. So this is just a sick casting. I'm really glad it was still there. The other night I had to pick, and I picked the Cadillac and the Roadrunner. And so I'm glad it was still hanging on the pegs. If no one else wants to take that home in 4 or 5 days or whatever it's been, I'm happy to take it home. So anyways, so that's your new Auto World Mustang. This is your old Auto World Mustang. Same toolings, but they show you some of the differences in the detail. Champion DJK, this one will be on its way to you very soon. And I promise I will put it back in the box and it will not come out again. I personally, not a big fan of my cars being handled all that much, especially from people that don't collect. You know, as a collector, you know, there's a certain way you want your cars handled. So anyways, that's really cool. So I grabbed that just because I'm showing a late model Mustang. Auto World has 1, 2, 3, 4. I think they just have 4 Mustang toolings in the premium line. They have another tooling in the deluxe line, which is the Fox body, which is a really good tooling, but I just don't like it because you put those cheap plastic wheels on it, and I don't think it looks good. So, but since I'm showing a late model Mustang, I figured I would show a classic Mustang. There is no green light Mustang, in my opinion, that compares to this. This thing is just so awesome. This is Auto World's best Mustang casting, and I don't think too many people would argue with that, but the details on this thing are phenomenal. Just freaking amazing. For a 1:64 scale car, to get this amount of detail and to do it with basically only one extra piece in the spoiler it's quite the feat. Check out that tail light detail, license plate. The lines on this thing are just so killer. wheels and tires are killer. The graphics. This has been out in white, red, or maroon, I think. It's been out in blue and green, and I think I'm missing a couple. I wonder if it's been out in black. If it has, I need to find it. The blue one, to me, is the nicest one, but I do like the green one quite a bit. So there you go. This, I think, is a 71 Mach 1 Mustang. I think these are some of the nicest Auto World wheels. I would have liked to have seen these on those muscle wagons, the lead sled. These wheels with the BF Goodrich white letter tires, I think, would be a good combination. So, anyways, there's your classic muscle car Ford Mustang. There's your late model Ford Mustang. Both castings look very, 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 very nice for being 1:64 scale. You have to remember when you look at these that these are the size of Hot Wheels, yet they have the detail of probably what you would expect from a 1:32 scale, or maybe 1:24. I think with a 1:24 you would expect lens details, but definitely 1:43 or 1:32. They look really good. They look very, very, very good for being the size of Hot Wheels. So there is those. And then a couple other things I wanted to show. So I started another IKEA shelf for a diorama here. Now the car dealership's not going to be on it. And what this is going to be, it's not scaled. I was thinking of doing like a 1/4 mile drag strip, but it's too short to be a scaled 1/4 mile. So, but it is going to be a drag strip. So because of what it is going to be, it's not going to be very detailed, just because, you know, a drag strip basically consists of pavement, asphalt, and maybe some grandstands and a little bit of grass, maybe, I don't know. So I'm not real sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to look at some pictures online to try to get some inspiration. But the drag strip itself is sanded down, pretty much ready for paint. But before I paint that, I got to get all the earth stuff down, the ground foam and that kind of stuff. So that's in the works. It's not going to be an intricate layout. It's not going to be nearly as detailed as this or as the 4x4 trail that I did. It's going to be much more basic. But I do want to start a layout that is this size for the dealership. And it will be a more urban layout than this one here. There's going to be a lot more streets, hopefully some sidewalks if I can figure out how to do them. And I would like there to possibly be an intersection with the car dealership on one side and the gas station on the other. And then the gas station can be interchangeable with this layout and the other layout. Because I want variety. You know, I think the presentation is better. Cracking cars open, showing them on you know, a layout, whether it's this layout or a different layout. But the layouts get kind of old, and I think it's good to try to mix it up from time to time. So that is the plan. And then really the last thing that I want to show, let's see if I can slide this back and see if I can do this here. I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but I'll give it my best shot. At Toys R Us tonight, I found this from Greenlight. It's actually pretty amazing. There are things I really like about it, and there are things I really don't like about it. So I guess I'll try to get it in the shot here. so we can take a look at it. It definitely doesn't fit this layout, and the layouts that I build, like this one here, and pretty much all the layouts that I built, except for the last one that I used that was built on the pub table, they're all HO scale. HO scale is a little bit smaller than 1:64 scale, which I think is S scale, but I'm not 100%. I don't do trains or anything like that, although I can totally see myself doing that later in life. But I do the layouts in HO scale because it's just easier to find the material in HO scale. Hobby Lobby carries it, so you don't have to go to a specialty hobby shop. And I think it's close enough to 1:64 scale that it works. But this is actually a 1:64 scale gas station, and if anything, it's probably even a little big for 1:64 scale. But there are some reasons why I don't think I would ever use this on one of my layouts. You can see here, the wall here doesn't latch on very good. That's the first issue that I've noticed with it. I don't like the look of the brick walls. They should have done a weathered look, because without the weathered look, it looks very plasticky. Now I'm sure somebody with those type of skills could easily weather this building, and I even might be able to do it with just like a really light wash would probably work, but I really don't want to do that. Now inside the shop looks friggin' awesome. I think it looks really good. You've got the brick wall, and that's one thing too about this wall here, is that they made it detachable. So this is plastic. The base feels like die cast. It feels like metal, and then the building feels like plastic, except this thing here is very heavy. This is definitely die cast. But it is kind of cool that you can, that wall pops off, because now you can take shots of your shop, and it's pretty awesome the amount of detail. You've got the concrete floor with the grease and oil stains. You've got the door. So I think it looks, the inside looks awesome, and I guess you probably want it to be a little bit bigger so that you can use it for modeling or display, or mostly what I think I'll be using it for is probably just photography, because it has a really good shop look to it on the interior. The garage doors are die cast, and those do open and close. There's a little track that they're on, and so that's pretty cool that they did that. You have what looks to be a little asphalt kind of driveway, and again, you know, they made this look all weathered and everything. I really wish they would have done that on this. I guess I might maybe take, I have one more of these IKEA shelves. I might maybe build it out just with a street and some grass and maybe a few trees, and also a lot. I'll build out a lot to put this on, just so I could display it that way. So when I got to the Toys R Us, they had one Golf, and then they had two of the, I think it's STP. I got the Golf because I like the layout of the garage a lot better. But there are things about the STP one, you know, that I think would be a lot better. So I think it really just depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, so the top comes off. This thing is very heavy. This is just a piece of, basically it's a metal plate. So that's pretty cool. The interior of the shop looks awesome. As you can see, you've got your coolers. with soda. And then behind the counter, you've got what look to be motor oil, stuff like that. You've got the checkered floor, which is cool. You've got the Gulf, no knocks, all the graphics, Gulf authorized dealer. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's the right building for a layout like what I build. But I do think it's very cool, and I think there's definitely a place in this hobby for these kinds of things. So I don't think you'll see me build a layout for one of these, but I do think you will see this used on my channel and on my Instagram as well. So, but as somebody who does build layouts and somebody who has a Woodland Scenics gas station that is a built up building, it's not a kit. You buy it built and made. The detail, the difference in the detail from this to that is night and day. Okay, they're not even close. However, this is a $20 piece right here, and for $20, I think that is a killer price on this thing, because the other gas station that I have is about a $60 building. This Walschler Motors, which I'm assuming is some German. This is like a $30 building, 25, 30, somewhere in there. And this is a really nice building. I'd say it's more detailed than the Gulf gas station, but it's just a building to serve exterior purposes. So the inside of it is not meant to be seen. Whereas this one, they're trying to do both. You know, they're trying to have it as something that looks good on the exterior, as well as something with a practical interior that serves a purpose for the hobby. So I really, you know, they're really very different. They serve different purposes. So, but the fact that this is a fraction of the price of all the other gas stations, I think is awesome. So anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on the Greenlight gas stations. I wasn't sure if I would get one of these or not, and as of yet had not come across them. Today was the first time that I saw them, and I thought they'd be closer to 30. So I think for $20, it's a really good value. Hopefully someday Hobby Lobby will start carrying them so we can get 40% off. Of course, if they're at Hobby Lobby, they will be 30, but even 40% off of 30 takes you down to 18 or whatever. So I don't know. At $20, I think it's a good value. If you have an artistic eye, I think if you could weather this building, it would look even better. If you could weather the driveway, I think it would look even better. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. I have just about every Gulf car that Greenlight's brought out. There's probably 3 or 4 of them that I'm missing. So that's another reason that I chose the Gulf gas station. I like the layout better, but also I'm a huge fan of Gulf livery. I probably have most of the STP or Standard Oil cars that they brought out as well. So the other one would have worked well, but I think I do like the Gulf livery a little bit better. But anyways, it comes packaged really, really well. Before I end this, let me see if I can show the packaging is awesome. It's packaged as good, if not better, than the Woodland Scenics gas station that I got. and the gas station. Both. Those are the only two other buildings I have. But it's packaged as good or better than both of those. And the packaging is set up in such a way that you can really get a good look at it while it's in the package. So, and they do make these in green machines. I've seen a couple people finding them. Obviously, I didn't find one. I don't know really what the differences are. Quite honestly, I thought the interior would have more of the shop tools. But I do have a ton of Greenlight shop tools, so I can do that part of it no problem. The ones that I've seen have had like the emerald green shop tools and little accents to indicate that it's a green machine. I saw one guy local to me who got the STP one, and the STP one comes with like a workbench and cabinets, and it does have some of the shop tools. And he went and ran like little silver piping. It's like just little plastic pipe, and he ran it around the shop, and then he had hoses coming off of it. So he basically, and then he built a little air compressor, and it looked awesome. It was very creative, very good idea. In this case, though, now that I mention it, I thought these came with some of the shop tools, but unless I'm missing something in the packaging, and I'm definitely not, so it definitely doesn't come with any shop tools. This one doesn't. The other one I think does. So I don't know. If you're lucky enough to find one, then good luck. Congratulations. Hopefully yours does have shop tools. I've purchased so many Greenlight cars over the years that I have so many little people and toolboxes and battery chargers and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I'm sure I can put a shop together. But anyways, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to wrap it up. But drag strip, I don't know when I'll be able to finish it, but I'll try to get it done as soon as possible. I do plan on making a layout for that. That one's going to be a little bit more time consuming. Here's a closer look at the brick wall on the interior. I'm telling you, for a backdrop for photos, this is going to look killer. Now, I made a little diorama garage. It's been used in some of my videos a few months, probably 6 months ago. And when I made my little garage layout, I went to Hobby Lobby and got some craft paper that was pretty much just like this. Although it did have a little bit of a gloss, so it's nice that this doesn't have a gloss. But that was the background that I used in mine as well. Brick looks really good. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to take some pictures and we'll see how it comes out. When I took this layout outside today and did those pictures, I have to say, not to toot my own horn, but I think it looked really good outside in the natural light. It's amazing the difference natural light makes compared to that little photography lamp. But yeah, that looks really cool. I like it. I like it. Whoa, there goes the light. I saved it. That could have been a mess. But I was gifted with some pretty good hand-eye coordination, so got lucky on that one. But yeah, that looks cool, man. A lot of cool angles you can get with this. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. As always, Champion DJK. I will get your yellow Mustang out as well as the A-Team van. I'm trying to find a red Roadrunner for you. I was able to find a gray one. I think I'm going to trade the guy for it just to have a second one in my collection. But I am working on it. If any of you have a red Auto World Roadrunner, not the Ultra Red, the regular red, or the Ultra Red, actually, either one of those, and you're interested in some Kyosho or some Tomica Limited Vintage or something like that, let me know. Maybe we can work out a trade. So I'm on the lookout for that. And don't forget to buy the Gremlin if you guys come across this at your Walmart. This thing is just so cool. You got, I don't know. If you don't like it, don't get it. But I do not like 1 to 24 scale cars, but I will buy stuff like that. They do make some other cars too that I think that if I ever see them, I will buy them. Pretty much anything from the 80s and 90s. But anyways, I gotta go this time. I'm really gonna go. Thanks for watching. You all have a good rest of your weekend, and I will holler at the next video.